go, Chargers fans. We got a ton of news. Chargers Now is presented by Prize Picks. I'm your host, Will Ortner, and we're breaking down everything around Ladd McConkey because he had some injury news break last night that I really want to go and dive into, let you know where he's at, what I think of the injury process and procedure that he's going through here, and what I think is a way for him to continue to get better while not actually really being on the field. I know he's doing indie drills, but it's still not the same. And we're going to talk about Brenen Thompson because, man, that kid is absolutely balling out right now. I've been very impressed with everything that I've heard about him and the way that he's gone about playing in OTAs. I already thought he was someone that could have a lot of success in Mike McDaniel's offense. I really know he's going to have that success now. So we've been kind of going back and forth on the channel here about why Ladd McConkey might not be practicing. A lot of it was there is an injury, but how significant is that injury? We know now that it's a hamstring strain, but how significant is that? I'll let you know here in just one moment, but first you're going to subscribe to our channel. We are on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Join the many and the proud Chargers fans that are here with us on the channel. We've got content coming out for you every single day. I know that once minicamp ends, there's going to be a lull until training camp. A lot of Chargers creators, they're going to take a break. They're not going to post nearly as much. That's not what we do here on the channel. Every single day, we get content out to you. You don't want to miss. So McConkey ended up suffering that hamstring strain in the early part of our off-season workouts in Los Angeles. Now, what's important about this is hamstring strains, they happen. Hamstrings are weird injuries. Now, obviously not the same level of athlete as McConkey, but I did play some D2 football. I've gone through a hamstring strain before. It hurts, and it lingers for a while. And so I think the Chargers are kind of doing the best thing possible right now for McConkey, and that is not really rushing him into anything, letting him ease his way back into work, get that hamstring where it needs to be so he's ready to go by the time the season starts. Don't just take my word for it, though. Take McConkey's as well. There's no reason to rush it, he said, on his hamstring injury, Ladd McConkey that is, and really push it and then have another setback, and then you bleed into training camp. I told you, this is the correct mindset for McConkey. This is the correct mindset for the Chargers. I think it's easy for a lot of football players to want to have that foot on the pedal all the time. And what we're starting to learn in today's day and age is that it's not always the best thing to redline your body 24/7 like you would in a car, right? What happens when you push your gas pedal all the way to the floor and you redline your car RPMs? Your car brakes. Same kind of thing with athletes. And when you look at McConkey, I'm not saying that he redlined it too much this last season, but when you look at the 24 stats and the 25 stats, there's a clear regression there for McConkey. And I think that he just kind of has to go about a different game plan, and the Chargers have to go about a different game plan for him. In 24, he burst onto the scene, and no one knew how to stop him. In 25, defenses had adjusted to the way the Chargers wanted to use him, and the Chargers couldn't adjust for McConkey. McConkey couldn't adjust. Herbert couldn't adjust. The offense couldn't adjust. He was really locked into what he was. Well, this is a perfect opportunity now for McConkey to become a master of his craft and master the offense that the Chargers are going to want to run. And I think this is a great opportunity for him to really go into the nitty-gritty when it comes to Mike McDaniel's offense, and that's exactly what he's been doing. McConkey said that he feels like I've kind of had a switch of my mindset. I can't be out there getting the physical reps, but like what I can do mentally to make up the gap. So he's been out there studying, learning how the shifts, the motions, all those different things are going to impact him. And I certainly feel like he is about to have an impact and a bounce back in the 2026 season. I think that is something that is very important for him. Go down below in our comment section. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Do you think that he's going to have a bounce back in 2026? I fully expect McConkey to ball out this year, and I fully expect him to bounce back. He is a big-time player. We saw him do it in college. I think that this offense is designed for the wide receivers in Los Angeles to really grow, really ball out. So I'm happy that he's taking care of his injury the correct way. We got more to talk about on today's program, but first, I need to let you know that today's show is made possible by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 sports picks app and is the best place to win cash while watching sports. With baseball season in full swing, there's no better time to cash in with our friends at PrizePicks. And I'll tell you this, the app is really easy to use. To qualify for a PrizePicks lineup, pick 2 to 6 players and select more or less on stat projections, including hits, home runs, and strikeouts, as well as several others across all sports. One thing I love is the new social feeds feature where you can share PrizePicks with your friends and copy lineups with a single click. You can actually follow me on the app at BigWill7774 to see all of my lineups. I have a lineup for the football action going on later on this year. Justin Herbert, more on his pass yards. Quentin Johnston, more on his receiving TDs. Rashid Shaheed, more on his receiving yards. New user offer. Download the PrizePicks app today. Use code HMA when you play your first $5 lineup to receive $50 in lineups. That's code HMA when you play your first $5 lineup to get an extra $50 in lineups with PrizePicks. Clickable link to download the app is in the comments and description. Brenen Thompson is someone that we've talked a lot here on the channel. He was someone that when the Chargers drafted him on day 3, that I think a lot of people got a pleasant surprise when they looked up who he was. Now, of course, I'm sure there are some Charger fans that are knee-deep in college football conversations. And it certainly feels like you have to be knee-deep in football conversations, especially college football conversations, to know who Brenen Thompson is. And that's a bit of a shame because he is someone who had an excellent year last year in the SEC, but the Mississippi State Bulldogs, well, they're just not that good, so not a lot of people talked about him. And if Brenen Thompson wasn't 5'9", if he was, 6 feet tall, he'd be someone that would have been drafted much earlier based on the year that he had. He was very successful, very fast. Few can stay in front of him. So the question was, is he going to be able to ball out for this Chargers team? And I think a lot of people initially thought yes, but it would be through bubble screens, smoke screens, tunnel screens, just finding ways to get the ball quickly into Thompson's hands. What people don't always realize, for a little guy, he is someone that can go out and make big-time plays and make big-time catches. He had multiple big catches yesterday in the 7-on-7 sessions that were well over 50-yard catches. Now, what's important here with Thompson is that even though he is a smaller receiver, there is a track record for these speedsters to have success at the NFL level on those deep balls. Look at Tyler Lockett and his career largely in Seattle. Now, some of that was great ball precision by Russell Wilson, who was Lockett's quarterback for most of his tenure over there, Geno Smith as well. But I do think that it's important to note that our guy, Justin Herbert, is someone that can have a similar level of success and is someone who certainly can put the ball in a spot where his guy can go up and get it. Now, I think it's important when we look at the career of a guy like Brenen Thompson, you can see that each year he progresses. A lot of big play abilities. That's obvious by his yards per catch average and a guy who can get into the end zone quickly. Now, this isn't always exactly the way that Mike McDaniel wants to have his offense run, but he's not afraid to use the dink and dunk, the short passes, to open up the deep play threat ability. He's a yak guy first, but you can still go and get big-time catches later on. I think that Thompson is perfect for this offense because he's showing you exactly what is needed of him. And that is someone who can use his speed to get open quickly and catch the football and then go get yards after the catch. Now, yes, I do think that Thompson is going to be someone that takes advantage of his deep play threat ability, but where you're really going to see him excel with the Chargers, it is going to be with his ability, especially early on, to catch the football, make guys miss early, and get some yards after the catch. That's huge, and that is how you fit perfectly into this offense. Speaking of perfect fits, go get your USA 250 merch today. That's right. We've got a Chat Sports collection just here to bang. We got all kinds of great t-shirts. We got red, white, and blue, obviously. Go and grab yours today. I think these things are freaking sweet. You're going to be the talk of the town. We're going to have the link in the comment section and description of today's video. And the best part, they're very affordable, very nice t-shirts. Go get yours today. When we look at the Chargers wide receiver depth chart, I think it's easy to kind of look at Johnston, look at McConkey, and say they're going to ball out because we've seen them have some good years previously here. But I think it's important to note that with this new style of offense, there's a lot of players on this wide receiver depth chart that got great news. I think that Brenen Thompson got great news. I think Tre Harris got great news. And I think there's a multitude of other guys that got great news because this offense is designed for them to use their athleticism. Get the ball in their hands, in space, and let them do their thing. And I think that's awesome for the Chargers wide receivers. Which wide receiver benefits most from McDaniel's new offense? Go down below in our comment section and make sure that you sound off and you let me know just how excited you are for this team. In my personal opinion, the wide receiver that I'm leaning towards right now is Quentin Johnston because if he has a good year, it's going to probably lead to a nice big fat contract extension for the guy. And I'm sure we'll get into more on how he's feeling about that later on this week. Subscribe to the channel. Don't miss out on any of the news or rumors on the Los Angeles Chargers. We're covering them for you 365 days a year. Don't miss out on anything that we've got going for you. Thank you guys so much for coming in, hanging out. Go tell someone that you love them. And as always, bolt the F up.